Hello and welcome to today's video where... Can we not? Buddy, can we not? Hey. If you want to get your own ant plush, please get rid of them. They're an infestation. Link in the description. Anyways, so today's video is going to be a little different than usual. Instead of sitting down and doing something creative, I'm going to be going to another country and we're going to be seeing how ink is tested and pencils are made, and then we're going to draw a little bit and it's going to be fun. It's an adventure. So buckle in and let's go to Germany. So a few months ago, I got a message from Faber-Castell USA and they were like, hey, we want to send you some art supplies, that's normal. So I was like, yeah, sure, give me some art supplies. They mainly sent me watercolor pencils, which I'm super excited to try soon. After I sent them my information via email, they replied back and they were like, hey, do you want to go to Germany for this thing called Artist Day? And I was like, yes, but also, is this a troll? Is this real? Am I just going to go to Germany to be kidnapped by some old man and be kept in his basement? Because this can't be real, right? I didn't want to get too excited in case it didn't happen. Some time had passed since I said yes, and then they replied suddenly saying, hey, here are some flights, does this work for you? And I was like, oh wow, I'm seriously going to Germany. I'm actually going to be kidnapped in someone's basement. I guess that's the thing about imposter syndrome. I feel like good things that happen to me and things that are caused by my success aren't real because I feel like I don't deserve them. Being an artist is so depressing. And so it happened on May 26th. I flew out to Germany for several hours of travel. Before heading on to the 10-hour flight, I asked Instagram if you guys had any doodle requests, so I got up a list of things to draw. And I actually took my iPad on this plane. I normally take watercolors with me, but because I got an iPad recently, it is the perfect tool if you want to do art on the go. You don't have to mess with waters and paints and brushes. It is the best, and I love it. It definitely made time fly, and I got a lot of really fun doodles done. Awake for 31 hours before I went to bed the next day because I got to Germany at around 3 o'clock and then I had dinner and I didn't want to mess up my schedule, so I was up for 31 hours. Wouldn't recommend. But after dinner, I passed out. And the next day it was time to tour Faber-Castell and I was super excited. We started off the tour by going into the laboratory, which wow, art supplies are so much more scientific than I had ever thought, but it makes a lot of sense because they want to give you the best quality art supplies they can and they have to do a lot of testing to do so. So the first thing we were looking at was inks and markers and different ways they test them, like light fastness. They put them through a 50-hour test. They tested the ink on several up to 30 types of paper. They were testing the inks on storage of the markers, so they had several markers stored horizontally, some were at a 45-degree angle, some were at 90 degrees, and then also the other way. And they would test them for 2, 4, 6 months at a time just to see how the marker lasts in the ink and how it pools and what happens to it. It was so thorough, and I was impressed. Not only did they test the angle at which the marker was stored, but they also tested the temperature of the room. It was thorough and obviously very interesting, so I hope you guys find this interesting too. After we looked at some sciencey stuff, we moved on to how they make pencils, which is really cool because who doesn't like to see how things are made? Probably everyone who already left this video. So starting off with our pencil making tour, we learned about wood and how it has to adjust to the temperature of the factory. Then they moved on to how they carve the wood to fit the pencil shape. And basically there's just a lot of information on how to make pencils. Feature about Faber-Castell pencils, which I didn't know, is you know when you're using a pencil and you drop it and then you go to sharpen it, but all of the lead has been shattered into pieces. So as you sharpen the pencil, it just keeps popping out, and then you go from a pencil this long to a pencil this long just to find a piece of lead that isn't going to shatter. Isn't that the best? Well, apparently Faber-Castell is really good about that not happening because they put glue all the way through the lead and it helps it stick together and not shatter when you break it, when you drop it. Which I will be finding out because I have a pack of 120 watercolor pencils that I dropped on the ground and they went all over the place. So I am testing that as we speak. Not intentionally, but I will be testing it. So we have our naked pencil. It's a piece of wood with a piece of lead inside of it, so we have to make it look like a Faber-Castell pencil. By we, I mean they. I didn't do anything. So we moved on to the pencil painting and stamping and coating, and just listen to this ASMR pencil making. Just listen to the sounds. The pencils get several coats of paint and several coats of shiny paint on top. Faber-Castell seems really nice about sustainability and health friendliness, so they use a water paint base to reduce the paint smell, not only for the factory workers, but also for people who chew on their pencils, like kids or nervous people. So when you chew on your pencil, you don't die from the paint poison because it's friendly paint. They have also been using the same recipe for their colors for over 100 years now, so if you were to have a 100-year-old pencil and you wanted to replace it, you can because the recipe is the same, which is crazy. And I think the most fun tip that I actually found out, as much as I like seeing how things are made, this was the most interesting little tidbit I found out. So you know how Faber-Castell pencils are rounded on the end? This is to prevent injury, so you can't stand your pencil right side up. So you can't, I don't know, step on it or sit on it and stab yourself with a pencil because that would not be fun. So with a rounded end, it can't stand up and it can't hurt you. Moving along the pencil making process, the pencils get stamped and their tips get painted and they are put into the drying room, which is basically this giant room. It's like a sea of pencils and it looks crazy. There's a lot of pencils in there. So many pencils. After the pencils are dry, they are sharpened and packaged, and there you go. There's a pencil. So that was pretty interesting, and that was it for our tour for day one. We had lunch in the castle for a little rest, and then we were off to do some testing of some materials. We were brought into this showroom with every Faber-Castell supply. It was like walking into a candy shop, but you couldn't have any of the candy. It was really pretty to look at, but man, you wanted everything. We got quite a bit of information about the newish product, the watercolor markers. They were really cool. We got to play around with them. I did some illustrating. Everyone doodled and got familiar with the products. I doodled the punk rat from the doodle request I was working on the 10-hour flight on the way to Germany. I love him, he is my son. And instead of using a fine liner to line this illustration, I used a watercolor pencil. familiar with the watercolor markers, we went out and explored Germany a little bit, doodled around, had dinner. Another exhausting day was done. But wait, there's more! Day 2, we were going to explore the lead making process of the pencils. So we got to learn all about how lead is made, and it's been the same process for the past 100 years as well. It's crazy. Just, you know, like modern-ish technology. Though this is a museum, so it's not quite as exciting to show you guys the equipment because it's not really working, but it was still really fun and interesting in person.
Every single time.
Let's move on to the castle tour, which again is kind of just a show and tell sort of thing. Did you know that Faber-Castell had a castle, by the way? Wow, they were royalty and they made pencils because they wanted pencils, so they made pencils. I actually think my favorite room was the children's room because it just looked very fun. I guess I'm just a child at heart, what can I say? Lots of interesting paintings, which I took inspiration for later. Take note of those naked, weird babies because very inspiring to me. Look, I'll be honest, I'm not the best at listening to things and people talk and stuff, but I think he said that the jousting knights on the Faber-Castell logo were originally holding pencils because it doesn't really look like they're pencils anymore. It just kind of looks like jousting pokes. But I'm pretty sure he was talking about how they were holding pencils and the one on the right had a broken pencil, but it was hard to read, so they just didn't do it because it doesn't look like pencils anymore. Is that right? Am I wrong? Probably. Oh, I also forgot to mention that they gave us this perfect pencil. It's a pencil, beautiful, and the little top here is not only a pencil extender for when your pencil gets really short, but also, yo, it's a pencil sharpener. What? After having our last lunch in the castle, we went off to the academy to get creative and have some fun and just enjoy our last few hours together because this was already the end of our trip. When we walked in, Faber-Castell had all of these wonderful supplies as a gift for us to take home, and all of the snacks you would ever want to eat, and tea, and coffee, and just an abundance of art supplies for us to use and have fun with in our last few hours together. And overall, it was just a really nice, chill, fun, creative end to quite a journey that I am so thankful to Faber-Castell for letting me go to. It was crazy. I never thought I would be flown out to Germany by a company. Thank you guys so much. And I can't wait to continue playing around with all of these art supplies they gave me. Graphite aquarelle pencils. We have a travel watercolor brush, fine liners, watercolor pencils, and of course those awesome watercolor markers that I need to talk to you guys about. But yeah, that was my trip to Germany. I flew home the following morning, and here it is, the absolute very next day of my trip. I am recording this while it's fresh in my memory so I can tell you guys all the details. So thank you all so much for supporting me. I don't think they would ever invite me because I would be a nobody. It was quite the trip of a lifetime. I only got a very small taste of Germany. Speaking of taste of Germany, segue. I picked up quite a few snacks in Germany, so I cannot wait to do a Tokyo Treat-esque character design video. So let me know in the comments what sort of characters you want me to design from these German snacks because I'm not really sure what to do. I think I might just create like characters or people based off of the taste and appearance of the snack. So I don't know, give me ideas if you have anything what to do with these German snacks. Very excited. And yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this weird, informative, follow me around journey travel video. I don't even know what to call this. Was it really technically a vlog if I didn't do this number? I don't know. And if you want to get your own ant plushie, make sure you click a link in the description. Help me get rid of this infestation. They are all over my office and I need to get rid of them. Click a link to get your own little ant guy, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye! And now a huge thank you to my wonderful patrons for all of their support. You guys are the best. If you want to be in the credits at the end of my videos, see secret sketches, coloring pages, early access, and more, check out my Patreon by clicking a link in the description. Thank you guys all so much for the support. Bye!